Hey guys, welcome back to the Journey Principles. In this video, we're going to talk about the 4 phases or stages of belief systems and how they affect you and why you should pay attention. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back. As I told you in the beginning, we were going to talk about belief systems. Why are belief systems so powerful and important? Well, honestly, they're so powerful and important because they actually control the voice in the head. And if for some reason you just said, well, what's the voice in the head? It's the voice that just said that in your head. So it's the voice in the head. Because what happens is if you are not focused in the right belief system or your belief systems are influenced improperly, you end up taking yourselves out of opportunities because of second guessing yourself, self-doubt, and things of that nature. Now that happens a lot in this day and time because there's so many different families that unfortunately were either single parent households or not unified families or difficult family upbringings. So that's one of the reasons why I want to take the time to understand belief systems. One of the biggest things I ever had to overcome in my own life was me. What I told myself about myself. And that's going to be probably the defining moment, the defining thing in your life as you get to move forward as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the 4 phases so you can get some clarity on what those are and begin to work on trying to figure out how to move past it. All right, let's get going. So the first step, or the first one that I like to say, is called the existing belief pattern. What's the existing belief pattern? Your existing belief pattern is who you are today. So everything that happened from your birth all the way till today. Why today? Because today you're going to learn a new way. And I didn't mean that intentionally to rhyme, but maybe I should become a rapper. Nah. Number 1 is always shaped primarily by your influences. Now, we did an entire whiteboard lesson, podcast, and some other content on influence specifically. So I'm not going to do a complete deep dive, but as a reminder, we'll do a quick one. Parental, right? So your parental upbringing. We've got environmental, so where you grew up geographically. And yes, remember I don't spell greatly, right? We've got the next one, which is going to be situational, relational, and then finally subliminal, okay? The reason existing belief systems specifically are deal primarily with your influences because those influences are the very same things that began to shape who you are and what you believe about yourself. For example, when I was growing up, we grew up in kind of difficult circumstances. So my circle of influences in all of these different categories at that moment in time taught us that basically we weren't really meant to be the top 1%, for example. We were meant to be the person who serves the 1%. And the reality is the difference between the 1% and the non-1% of population that's like crazy successful is nothing more than what they believe about themselves and how they think. This is why this is important. Because no matter what you've been through, where you've been, what these influences have been to date, you can change all of them, change the voices in your head to actually help you on a better journey, okay? Does that make sense? The next stage is gonna be called limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs, more than anything else, are basically the negative things that you allow yourself to believe about yourself. Let me say that again. Limiting beliefs are the negative things that you tell yourself and believe about yourself. That's right, believe about yourself. The reason I say believe about yourself is because they're typically not true. You're typically looking at one instance in life where maybe you made a mistake, or 2 or 10 or 15, and you've now created an identity piece based on that particular mistake. Not realizing that the meaning that you're placing on that mistake is telling your brain or reinforcing your brain's belief about you. I'm not trying to be super confusing here, but it's important that you understand that the limiting belief is typically nothing more than a lie. It's a lie about you. A lot of times, a limiting belief comes from a lie that you believe about yourself that people have said. For example, take a parent that goes to a child and says, you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid, you never amount to anything, which does happen, as unfortunate that is. That child historically has a much greater time rising to become something more. Because if you hear things enough times, you begin to believe it. That's why media and subliminal powers or subliminal messages are so powerful. Okay? Conversely, it's also the same thing that when you lie to yourself about yourself. So you say, I'm never going to measure up, I'm never going to amount to anything, I got divorced, I'll never get remarried, I'm never going to fall in love, it wasn't meant for me. All of those things are limiting beliefs. all of them, okay? A limiting belief is nothing more than a lie that you tell about yourself to yourself, period, okay? So let's go ahead and move on, because negative thoughts, we hit on that, self-esteem and insecurities, right? These are all attributes of that limiting belief. All right, moving on. Number 3 is what I like to call the bridge belief. The bridge belief is something that the Journey Principles Institute and all of my team of life coaches and everything here, that's what we're for, okay? We're here to basically work with you to take you from this area that we like to refer to, and you've seen this on the podcast and other content, this area called stuck, okay? This is where your life is on replay all the time. This is where roughly 67% of the population lives. 67% of the population, over 200 million Americans alone, not including other countries, okay? The bridge belief, however, is the unstoppable phase. The reason we call it the unstoppable phase is because the bridge belief challenges limiting beliefs and creates a new belief that takes you to the next category, okay? So an example of a bridge belief would be, hey, I haven't been great at relationships. I haven't been great at choosing my friends, choosing my family, choosing my girlfriends, boyfriends, marriages, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I've made some mistakes myself. A bridge belief is I'm getting better at it, right? I'm getting more focused with it. I'm paying more attention to it. I'm getting more intentional. That is a bridge belief. It is the bridge in which you go from one category to the other, which is why I say it's a bridge. So you can imagine over here, you can have the negative of life, right? So negative to positive, okay? It's a bridge. We're moving you one direction. We're moving you from where you are today to who you want to be and who you're actually meant to be, okay? This is very, very important. If anything, if for some reason you're not able to partner with us right now to get help, watch this video as many times as it takes to understand how to overcome the negative thoughts that live in this space, right? And then head this way, right? We want to make sure that the thoughts change, because thoughts lead to actions and actions lead to results. We tell you all the time, the greatest thing you can possibly do is understand how you think and how you can think differently, which is why we're so focused on self-awareness, so focused on helping you uncover who you really are at your core, okay? It's really, really important you take this seriously. So, bridge beliefs are the bridging belief between the negative of life and the self-doubt and the insecurities and the self-worth to the positive. Positive historically is possibilities, opportunities, growth patterns. All right, we hit the bridge belief. Now let's go into the next one. Empowering beliefs. Empowering beliefs are the number 4. But why? Empowering beliefs are the new foundation that you're able to build your dreams and ambitions from. Imagine if you'd never had the negative self-doubt, negative self-worth, negative self-talk ever again. Now, I'm not saying you can get there overnight, but I am saying, what if those voices were not in your head anymore, and instead you had a consistent mantra, right, to attack each of the 8 pillars of life that we talked about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go back to the other whiteboard lessons where we talk about the 8 pillars of life, right? But that mantra helps you attack each of the 8 pillars on a regular basis. That is an empowering belief. Now, I'll also tell you that an empowering belief specifically, most often, is programmed in you intentionally by great content, great resources, and great mentors. Because we've lived in this zone, most often, most people stay here, if they ever move, for approximately 30 years. They'll spend 30 years spinning their wheels, stuck. You know, you guys know Connor from our podcast. One of the things I love most about Connor right now is he's starting so much earlier than I did. He's shaving off a full decade off of this stuckness. Does that make sense? If you want to avoid this, then the mentors, resources, and content are pivotal. It's like every single computer you've ever seen, right? It doesn't matter if you have a Mac or a PC or whichever one you like better, they all have an operating system. And when that operating system is under attack, the entire operating system suffers. However, when the operating system is solid, you get peak performance, right? So your empowering beliefs are going to be refined, they're going to be chosen, they're going to be reinforced by some of these things here. The best thing you can do right now, if you've always struggled with self-worth, self-esteem, and negative self-thoughts and things of that nature, just like I used to on a regular basis, the best thing you can do is to start really throwing yourself, like literally throwing yourself into better methodologies of content, mentorship, and everything like that. Best thing you can do, right? Rather than watching The View for 500 hours a week, why not watch podcasts, videos, blogs, stuff like this? Why not do some of those things? Why not get a good mentor in each one of your 8 pillars of life that says, no, you can do this. I'm here for you. So much time, you've heard us talk about this before, doing the push-ups. Doing the push-ups means nothing more than doing the hard work first. When you do the hard work first, you get the result of that. So what that means is, in belief systems, you want to clearly articulate. So step 1, clearly articulate at least one empowering belief in each of the 8 pillars. Step 2, get a mentor to help you reinforce those empowering beliefs. Step 3, practice that empowering belief, including talking to a mirror if you need to. Some people do I am statements. Those are powerful. I've used them myself. But you have to disrupt the negative program and focus on the programs that are going to bring you fulfillment and success. I hope this helps you understand how belief systems work, why you need to work on them, and how it's going to set you up for the future. Until then, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this lesson about beliefs, you should grab our free ebook linked in the description of this video. It's packed with information about how to get from where you are today to where you want to be in your future. Also, do us a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll make sure we'll see you on the next video.